Are we supposed to transcend our humanity, or are we supposed to learn how to embrace it? I've been sitting with a question that has completely changed how I relate with myself and with others. I'm Alison Batty Capps of Blossoming Heart Wellness, and for years I thought spiritual growth and healing meant becoming less human, less emotional, less reactive, less attached, less messy. I thought healing meant that to do that, I needed to get rid of the parts of me that struggled. But the deeper I have gone into trauma healing, psychology, neuroscience, and even spirituality, the more I have found myself asking a very different question. What if we're not meant to transcend our humanity? What if we're meant to understand it and come into relationship with it, with whatever the aspect of ourself is that is divine? Because when I look at my life through this lens and through deep exploration, I don't see flaws. I see adaptation. I see a nervous system that learned how to survive. I see protective patterns that were trying to keep me safe. I see people pleasing that developed because connection with others was necessary for survival. I see hypervigilance that formed because my system was trying to anticipate danger. I see self-abandonment that emerged because at one point it was safer to care for everyone else than to care for myself, or at least it felt that way. And honestly, the more I understand these parts of myself, the harder it becomes to judge them. Instead, I find myself feeling so much compassion for the ways that they kept me safe. I even experience deep gratitude because they were intelligent responses to circumstances that we didn't choose. And lately, something has been shifting inside me. I no longer want to abandon my humanity in the name of spirituality. I no longer want to reject my emotions, my needs, my fears, or my wounds. I want to understand them. I want to listen to them. I want to learn from them. Because the more I understand my humanity, the more beautiful it becomes, the more intelligent it becomes, the more sacred it becomes. And strangely enough, the more compassion I have for humanity as a whole, the more connected I feel to something larger than myself. I am not saying that harm should exist or violence should exist, and I'm not justifying. I'm saying that in order for it to shift, what if we need to be asking what happened to you and what might these behaviors be attempting to communicate? Because as I sit with myself and understand these patterns that lead to harm, I see the intelligent adaptation. And as I develop a relationship with these parts of myself and I accept them and I show appreciation and I show love, they soften. They're willing to try other ways of engaging. They're willing to adapt and become less reactive. Not because I'm abandoning them, but because I'm in relationship with them. So maybe spiritual growth isn't about becoming less human and getting rid of the parts of ourselves that we're uncomfortable with. Maybe it's about becoming more fully human, not driven by our wounds, not trapped in our adaptations, but maybe it's the ability to hold them with awareness, compassion, and presence, and be in relationship with them. And I'm curious, how are you in relationship with yourself? And do you find it easy to shift patterns or hard? And what do you think happens inside your system when you try to exile or get rid or kill parts of yourself that are causing discomfort? Do you experience deeper compassion and connection? More shame? I'm not suggesting that one way is right and the other is wrong. I'm suggesting that maybe we explore what actually helps us shift. I'd love to hear your comments. And if you want to go deeper, I invite you to read my book, The Divine Within, Healing Ourselves to Heal the World, or go to my website, blossomingheartwellness.com, to learn more about online courses and how to work with me. I don't believe there is one way to approach spirituality or healing. I believe there's many paths, and we all have to find the one that works for us. So if you're curious about how to be in relationship with yourself in a way that maybe leads to less shame and disconnection, I invite you to perhaps consider working with me. I help individuals connect deeper with themselves, understand the patterning, the reasoning, and develop a relationship with themselves that is built on love, compassion, and curiosity. Sending you deep love.